So many young people, I find, in the classes that I teach, are getting more and more self-centered about their own interests and also getting apathetic about registering and voting. Since the constitutional amendment was passed, lowering the voting age from 21 to 18, there's been a constant decrease in the percentage of young people who register and vote. And in my classes, I tell them, if you sit on the sidelines, you are really casting your vote for bad elected officials, for corrupt elected officials. And then they all say, well, all politicians are crooked.
People are saying, why can't we get some good guy or good honest man or woman to run and so on? Well, I'll tell you why. They don't want to be exposed to this vicious attack syndrome that exists today, that you can't have a diverse opinion. If you do, you're a radical, no good so-and-so, and if you have this other view, you're the enemy.
Some former and current arch coal miners say Heckler's anti-mountaintop removal stance helped cost them 400 jobs.
We don't want you no more.
Were you around in '69 when I passed the federal coal mine policy?
We're here today.
Yes,
we need food on the table today.
Yes,
what you did yesterday, we appreciate. We want jobs today. We don't want our families leaving, going to the Carolinas.
One of the things that is most troubling to me about where America is going and is right now is the enormous power of the corporations. The power not only to manipulate Congress, but to manipulate the media. And unless the citizens themselves are well informed and able to have a direct impact on the politics of the community, democracy won't work. It's as simple as that.
I think we need more hellraisers. We need more nonconformists who can talk the kind of issues that are necessary for people to be attracted.
Individual greed has taken so much away from the people of West Virginia. And Ken has worked so hard. And he's still working hard. And he wants to do things for us, but sometimes we're just so hard-headed, we only hear what we want to hear, and we don't get the full story that Ken's trying to tell us. And we just lose.
I'm afraid that we've lost some of that notion that those of us who have had advantages of society and have had opportunities that this society has provided also have an obligation to give back to that society. I'm always struck by the people that have made millions of dollars, and yet they resent paying taxes or being regulated. We're losing that notion that was so important in the progressive spirit of the early 20th century.
We've got to make justice exciting for people throughout the country. We've got to recapture the spirit of the 1960s when the civil rights movement excited young people. That's why we need people like yourselves in this audience to inspire your fellow members of the community to be the kind of hellraisers necessary to make sure that we have real justice in this nation.
Ken Heckler went around southern West Virginia saying, "I'm Ken Heckler. I'm your servant in Congress." I mean, how refreshing is that? I think we could use a few more servants in Congress.
Heckler made political office palatable. He made it something good and something doable.
On behalf of the faculty of Marshall University, I present Ken Heckler for the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters.
He's what you would truly call a public servant. That is his life, and I very much appreciate that he's walked through my life.
He walked with giants, a visionary who helped movers and shakers shape the political and social landscape as we know it today, a dedicated public servant.
He is the epitome of a public servant, no doubt. He'll be remembered as one of the hardest working, more intelligent, creative members of Congress who gave it a moral compass. Every now and then he maybe hit a bump or two, but it was never with ulterior motive, but just to allow people to be more than they think they can be.
Anytime that you see somebody that's doing what they say they're going to do, they really are putting somebody else first, and they really are putting actions to their words and not just hollow words. You can't help but become a little bit better and stand a little taller.
You can run into hundreds of people, thousands of people. I've done that, say, he's the person who got me interested in politics. Even if it was to disagree with him, he provided that platform. He made public service to thousands of West Virginians something not to be seen as, what's in it for me, but what can I do? How can I use this to help other people?
This project is a cooperative production of the Ken Heckler Documentary Project, LLC, and Marshall University, being presented with financial assistance from the West Virginia Humanities Council, a state affiliate of the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities.